Hey guys, it's Jill. I am just going through all of my tax stuff for um, getting ready for taxes and whatnot. And I thought, this has been a learning experience. Having your own business is a whole different realm of things when it comes to like taxes and um, filing for taxes and what you should save and what's a write-off and what's not. So I thought I would go through this with you, what um, my whole routine is for taxes and how I figure it out. I'm lucky that my aunt is my accountant and my tax preparer, so she kind of like helps me along throughout the year. If I have a question, I just send her a little text and she's like, yeah, that's a write-off, or no, it's not. And I've also done other small businesses before, so I kind of understand a little bit. I have like a system that I go through. So I just want to tell you now because it's still the first month of the year. So this way, if you want, you can get a system in place so that next January, when you're starting to put all your stuff together for taxes, it's not like this huge mess and you're not like freaking out like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? And I don't have any of the receipts that I need, etc. So it's really simple. This is what I do. I have this folder. This little label says Beachbody because I have one. My husband has a business. We have Beachbody, and then we have our personal taxes because we both work. So they're all labeled. Inside, there's all these little folders. I'm just going to go through each folder with you. The first one is Shakeology. Every time you get an order of Shakeology in the mail, it comes with one of these invoices, like so. I write it on there if it's for personal use or for sampling out. It doesn't really matter. I just write that on there so I don't get so confused. But either way, if you are an Emerald coach or above, even if you're a regular coach, actually, because it keeps you active. Shakeology is necessary to stay active as a coach, so it's okay to use that as a write-off. So that's awesome, along with your coach fees and your club membership fees. So all of those fees can be wrote off. The next tab is post office. Every time I go to the post office, I get a receipt and I keep it, and I put it right in here. Another thing I do is keep a log of the miles driven. So if I have to go to the post office, I know now exactly how many miles from my house to the post office and back is 6 miles round trip. So I don't even have to do the math anymore. I just write down 6 miles and the date and where I went. But if I go, like the other day, I went and delivered something to somebody that was Beachbody related, so I wrote down those miles. Always keep track of your miles. The next tab is PayPal or personal checks. I don't have anything in there right now because it's the beginning of the year, but sometimes people will buy samples from me just to try or do a 5-day trial, and I get a lot of PayPal money in. So I just print off all of those invoices and put it in there in that tab so I don't get confused and lost about my income. Social media is my next tab. That's a big one. Once you start having a like page and start advertising on Facebook, Facebook will send you an invoice once a month showing you how much you spent. Save that. Well, I just print it off and put it in here and then discard the email so I don't have to save a million things. I also have a website called Hootsuite that I use. I use the paid version, so it's $10 a month. And then I have a website called Aweber, which is like an automatic email website that I use. And that's $20 a month. So those invoices, I keep all of them and I put them in here. My next one is refunds. Every now and then I will send somebody a refund, or I should say rebate. That's the biggest one for me is referrals. I have a referral program. If you are a customer of mine and you refer somebody to me and they order, then you both get a $10 rebate. So I keep track of that. The next tab is office supplies and miscellaneous. There's some random stuff. I just had to buy a new shirt for that photo shoot I did with Anita, so I put that receipt in there. I'm not really sure if that will count, but my aunt will let me know. Your accountant will too, so put it in there if you have any question about it. Another thing, let's see what else I have in here. Oh, if you use your phone for your business, you can use that as a write-off as well. So I have those invoices in there. Anything phone related that you use for a business. I download some apps sometimes that are Beachbody related, and I'll get an invoice. I put those in there as well. My next tab is TurboKick. I'm a TurboKick instructor, and every now and then something comes up for that I need. Each class I have to buy a round to teach. It's like $30 a round, so I keep those receipts. Donations, I like to use some of my Beachbody money and donate it, so I keep those receipts. Gifts and receipts. So I give out gifts, as you know. You've all been to my challenges. I hand out prizes once a week, and then at the very end I do one big prize. Of course, that's a write-off. That's a huge write-off. Keep all of the invoices for that and your gift receipts, and put them in there. That's huge. Cancun, I'm going to Cancun in a couple months, so any expenses that come up, like we just went and got our passports today, that was an expense, so I put the receipt in there. If we have to leave our car anywhere to park for airplane or anything, all of those expenses are write-offs, so you put them all in there. The next tab is Summit. I know I'm going to Summit, so I don't have any costs yet for that, but if they start coming up, then I can slip them right in there. And then my next tab is other trips, because you know what? I have other goals, and I have goals to go to leadership this year, which means I need to be a 5-star real quick. So that would be really, really cool. But there's so many opportunities with Beachbody, so I'm sure other things will come up this year. Another nice thing is this year I was able to go through this folder and empty out all of my papers from last year and do a whole bunch of number crunching, which I love to do. Oh my gosh, I don't know why, I just love numbers and stats. And I was able to create a budget for this year. I realized I spent too much on certain areas that did not give me a good return, and I didn't spend enough on other areas that actually do give me a good return. So I did some number crunching, and I'm gonna make another video about that as well. Okay, so I hope that helps you guys. Just if you have any questions about taxes, let me know. Another big thing that I'm going to start doing this year, because I'm going to start making more money, is I'm going to set aside a percentage of every paycheck for taxes, because eventually it's going to come to a point where I actually have to pay and I don't get money back at tax time. And I would like to have a savings set up. If I'm making a lot of money, probably, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 a year from Beachbody and above, you're going to want to set aside like 20 to 30% of your paychecks. And the nice thing about that is if you set aside too much, well, hey, then you're going to get money back, because you're not going to have to give it all to them, and that'll be cool, you know. So just kind of treat it as like a savings that you're going to use for taxes when that time comes around, and hopefully you won't have to use it all. And if you don't, then you'll have a nice chunk of cash that you can use on something else. So that's cool. So I'm going to start doing that this year as well. So I'll make you guys a budget video just to kind of help you with that. I know that's huge when you have your own business. It's like, how, you know, I got this money flowing in, how am I supposed to use it? Especially when it's a different amount every single week, depending on how well you do and how not well you do. So I will share with you how I handle that too. Hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.